It's about guiding people. The only way you can make the world better is if you make the people better. So it's about showing them the light of hope in themselves and their family. Everything in this universe is all about synchronicity.
Numbers are simple, people are complicated. Numerovation from the king. Learn the foundation from the king. Nana Poche. 1 plus 1 is 2. Be precise. 3 plus 2 is 5. Guard your mind. Me plus you is mathematician. Learn from the one numerovator. Numbers are simple, people are complicated. Numerovation from a king. Means the foundation from the king. Nana Poche. Numbers are simple, people are complicated. Numerovation from a king. Learn the foundation from the king.
No, it's not about reading. It's about guiding. I don't do readings. I do consultations because you should know yourself as good as the back of your hand. You should know yourself. I want everyone out there to be clear that this is to serve you like a GPS serves you. Remember, each of us has guaranteed ourselves success. Be that magi family. Be that magician. Be that numerovational motivated force. Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy sight. To all of you out there, happy new year. We're in the third day of 2026. Enjoying every moment of it, I hope. And like I told y'all about the month of January, do not get into any contentions. Do not get into any arguments. If nobody has put their hands on you or disrespect you in any way, leave them alone and take the higher road. Please, 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 please. I got to sing it like James Brown. Please, 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 please take the higher road in this month of January. Why? Because like I told you, as long as you see the number 9 in the word January, and what do I mean by that? Those that are new to my channel, this is the ministry of Numerovation, translating the soulful language of numbers for upliftment. Big up to my beautiful sister, Miss Blue. She celebrated her birthday on January the 1st. Big up to Vicky Dillard, who celebrated her birthday on the 2nd of January. Big up to all of you, and that's all on the January 3rd. Today is January 3rd. Who's celebrating their birthday today? Do I have anybody in my framework? I know there's a celebrity doing it, but I'm thinking about people in my phone. You know what I'm saying? I ain't thinking about nobody else right now. I'm thinking about people in my phone that might be celebrating their born day. I know Dr. B is coming up soon, so big up to Dr. B. His birthday is coming up soon. Big up, enough respect to Dr. B. Let me see who's on my phone that might be celebrating their birthday right here. Right here. And if you know anybody, you can shout them out in the chat. We can shout them out in the chat real quick. All right. If you want to shout them out, that's up to you. But today this is a pop-up. This is a pop-up conversation about my birthday celebration that's coming up on January the 30th. And the theme of my birthday celebration and Earth Day celebration, I'm doing it on January 30th at Nicholas Brooklyn. Doors open at 6 p.m. And the birthday after party will be from 9 to 12 midnight. So we're going to be teaching on activating our sacred genius. Sister California, of course, Ife will be breaking down the sound bowls and why it's important to use sound to help activate your sacred genius. Priestess Yendes Nefra Atum Olowatuyin, her new name from out of the continent, another name from out of the continent. She'll be teaching on menopause, but understanding menopause and different things dealing with the Kemetic and spiritual teachings on another level. Because from her perspective, I remember she saying that menopause really lasts one day. It doesn't last a whole bunch of days like these women have been pushing it. Or let me just not say the women have been pushing. Maybe the narrative of the society has been pushing it. But according to her book that's about to come out, I think it's going to help everybody on a metaphysical and spiritual level. So big up to Priestess Yendez that will be also speaking. Of course, myself, I will bring down the numbers, the numerovation, and how it helps you to activating our sacred genius. And of course, my dear brother Joshua Saras, 2 empresses and 2 kings in the building. Joshua Sarah will be breaking down the mathematics of how we can activating our sacred genius. So this is a pop-up just to talk about that. And I'll welcome people who wants to come on and talk about it also, but the importance and how you're working on yourself. Why is it important to activate it? That's what we're going to be speaking about for a few minutes. I'm just going to take up a few minutes of your time because I was online. Big up to my cousin, Pablo and Julia. They had celebrated 25 years of marriage. My cousin Pablo is from Cuba, and his wife is from Puerto Rico. Big up to them. Pablo is a dark-skinned Cubano, so, big up to him. Cuban-Jamaican, actually. And big up to his wife, who's from Puerto Rico. I was at their wedding anniversary on June 13, 1981. That was when they celebrated their 25th year. So imagine how many years it is now. You know what I'm saying? That's an old couple here at my mother's house while I'm staying here in New York. So let me remind everybody that tomorrow I will be interviewing Dr. George Xavier Love from drkeylove.com, from www.keylove.com. And he will be speaking about health and healing through breath and movement. All right, that's happening January the 4th, right here at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. On Tuesday, we will be interviewing our dear sister on today's consciousness in the conscious community, the one, the only Diana Farr, very good friend of Queen of Four, and very highly spiritual and highly motivated when it comes to spirituality for many, many years and many, many moons. And people will be able to call in and talk and speak with her. And then in the early afternoon, if you're in the Delaware area, make sure you support my brother's seminar, Sanuka's seminar, Dr. Moses Powell Day, happening in Delaware, Wilmington, Delaware, at 4115 Concord Pike, Wilmington, Delaware, at the Quiet Storm Dojo. Make sure you call for more information and find out how you can get spectators tickets or all that. You could also use Cash App, but make sure you call him and he could give you all the information necessary. All right. And on the 11th, I will be recording. I don't know if it's a direct stream, but I know I will be recording with DTR, Dreams Turned Reality 360 Books. Brother Kwesi, live at the Black Room on Malcolm X Boulevard in Brooklyn at 6 p.m. I think 6 to 7 p.m. because I definitely got to leave early and leave and head over because me and Mama Ella are going to do a numerovational and spiritual messages for 2026. Mama Ella, she's a spiritual medium. And of course, yours truly and yours sincerely, King Simon, the Numerovator, all happening on Sunday, January 11th at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on KSPTV Media on YouTube. And a new sponsor just jumped aboard. Big up to my beautiful sister here. Although we're doing early promotions for this is going to be the first annual Ra Life Defense Seminar, Divine Warriors Alignment, happening in California, Long Beach, California, to be exact, at the Expo Art Center at 4321 Atlantic Avenue, Long Beach, California. Man, I'm planning to be there. So I'm trying to set my down there. The portal opens at 11:11 a.m. and alignment begins at 12:12 p.m. You know she's studying numbers. You know her and I are good friends if she got them type of portals going on. So make sure y'all scan the QR code right there or give her a call at 562-888-3478 if you're going to be in Long Beach, California, June 27th. We are on it for the early promotions for this. So big up to my dear sister. I've had on my show Professor Zahalia Anderson, and big up to her father, one of the Grand Master Seniors of Sanukas Ryu Jiu-Jitsu. And we're going to be there. We're going to be there. Don't be surprised when you see me on the mat having fun or being thrown around, being a uki. I don't mind being a uki. You know, because if you can't get your backside whoop, how you going to expect to whoop backside? So we be doing what we got to do. I've been Uki for a few people back in the day, so enough respect to that. And of course, all the regular stuff, make sure you get my books on Amazon, all 5 of my books on Amazon at King Simon at Amazon, or go to my Linktree / King Simon the Numerovator. If you want to take my Udemy course by King Simon, it's a 2-hour introductory course into numerovation. Please go to udemy.com/course/holistic with a TIK at the end and dash numerovation. Make sure you support what we are doing on multiple levels here on this channel. And if you do want to advertise one of your great products, please, if you have good products, respectable products, books, whatever, events that are conscious driven, boom, I can do that for you. I got a reasonable rate going on. Matter of fact, / half price going on all the way till my birthday on February the 1st. That's my actual birthday. Big up to Nicholas Brooklyn. Also 10% off all retail purchases. If you show this flyer, take a snapshot and show it. And you can also do wholesale if you're going to start a business. Nicholas is the way to go. Let me tell y'all something. It was because of her father, Mr. Nicholas, who had that business, and he kept me off the street. Because he had a wholesale department, he kept many of us off the street selling incense oils and different paraphernalia, buying it wholesale from him during the crack era. So I could have been selling drugs and doing it because I wasn't really into crack like that, but I was definitely into smoking weed. But by the time I became Muslim, his particular store, Nicholas Brooklyn, 50 plus years right now, Nicholas Brooklyn was one of those people that saved our life and helped us to start our own business on the streets of New York while crack was very prevalent in the streets. So I got to give him a well-deserved round of applause. Matter of fact, let me give him a round of applause just for what he did for us back in the 80s while things were going on. You know what I'm saying? A lot of crack madness was going on back in those days. So I'm glad, I'm honored to be able to support his daughter. That's my loyalty goes definitely out to Mr. Nicholas. He's still alive and well doing his thing. Also, enough respect to Lloyd-Strayhorn.com. Make sure you support the astronumerologist and palmist. You can take a picture of your palms and he'll be able to break it down. As long as it's a clear picture, he'll hook you up. All right. So this is not really a lesson. This is really a conversation because I was scrolling and now I was jumping from YouTube channel to YouTube channel. And I noticed that on a lot of the channels, there was debates going on and there's arguments about this. And of course, war and Venezuelan president was being captured and all kinds of stuff was going on. And I said, you know what? I want to be a part of the solution, never a part of the problem. So whatever you do in this realm, it's important that you learn to be a part of the solution and not a part of the problem. Really and truly, because a lot of people have become a part and parcel of the problem. And because in this particular year, many people know it as a fire year. Some people will call it an air year. Some people will call it we're about to begin the fire horse year. And all that is true from different perspectives. However, because when you add 20, plus 26, that adds up to 46. The 4 and 6 is reminding you to maintain your mental discipline, because 4 in my book, Numerovation for Mental Stability, is one of the primary, if not the first number that people that are born on the 4th, the 13th, the 22nd, or the 31st of the month have to be very mindful of their mental health. And because 20 plus 26 adds up to 46, and the lead number in that succession of numbers is the 4, the vibration is prevalent and vibration is strong in this particular year for mental collapsing, mental depression. So the 4 is reminding you, and the 6 is reminding you to maintain disciplinary balance, spiritually, physically, and mentally, and a holistic healing form of balance because of the number 6. And what happens is that the number 6 is telling you to go where there's beautiful things, where there's plants, life, and ground yourself and hug trees and put your hands on the dirt. Whatever you got to do to find balance in those multiple ways, it's important that we do so. And I'm not just talking about January alone. I'm talking about the whole year, from January 1st to December 31st this year, because they are going to throw stuff at us. And if your mind isn't fortified, and believe me, stuff is being thrown at us for years and thousands of years. It's been done. But, we are, the new popular word is resilient, which means strong or strength-wise or carrying a certain amount of strength. Cool. We are resilient people. We're still here. No matter what they've thrown at us, just like in the movie The Matrix, no matter what the robots are doing and what the foreign robots and foreign people or the weak germ is doing on this planet, we are still here. You hear me? We are still here. We're still here. And we ain't going nowhere. We ain't going nowhere. Are we going to connect with are we supposed to connect with the universal planetary order of things? Of course. Yes, because everything that's in the universe is in us. Let me say that again. Everything that's in the universe is in us. I've heard all the scientists of the world say it. Big up to everybody out there. One love, y'all. One love, one love, one love, one love. The dove fly. All right. Big up to her. I like that song by Prince. Big up to him. So the word activate, because today, what this pop-up discussion is about, activating. And the root word of activating, because I am producing an event on January 30th, 2026. Doors open at 6 p.m. The event start around 6:30, 7 o'clock. But we're going to go all the way till 9 o'clock, 9:30, and then we're going to have the after party for my birthday. We're going to have some vegan cake and all that good stuff, some Ethiopian wine and all that good stuff. So big up to Kafunya and I who's going to do that. It's important that you know that activating, the root word of activate, the word activate adds up to a number 27 in the Pythagorean system, which is a 9. And then it adds up to a number 30 in the Chaldean system, which is a 3. The 27 is the number of creativity and productivity. So if you are to activate anything within yourself, it has to be creative, it has to be productive, so you can reap the benefits of it, both physically, spiritually, and mentally. In my book, I talk about the 27 and I talk about the number 30. Why I keep on referencing my book? Because I have multiple systems that I have placed in the book at different portions of the book. The number 30 that it adds up to in the Chaldean system, the word activate, is the symbol of mental outlook and superior mindset. So your mind has to be at a high level and at a high frequency. Because if MIT back in the day, and those who don't know what MIT is, science students should know this. Engineer students know what MIT is, but that's the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT. There was a study conducted about 30 plus years ago. Because I heard this probably 20 years ago, about 30 plus years ago, that it takes 16 positive to, let's say, defeat one negative. 16 positive. It might be more now. It might be 25 positive that has to defeat one negative in a society that's so full of negativity or full of lower vibration people. So much going on in this world. So as I was scrolling through YouTube and I was saying, man, there's so much negative. And that's not even my algorithm, but I just pushed the button live, and live came up with a debate. Of course, Sonetta doing his thing with debates. They arguing about, haplogroups and all that kind of stuff. Cool. Hebrew, Jesus, man, woman, who's an FBA, who's not, all that kind. They arguing about things. That's just reminds me of religion, because religious people argue about who God is better than who God. I don't do that, because I know that there is a language barrier, that if you go to the Hebrew language, God is called something. You go to the Arabic language, it's called something. You go to the Aramaic, go to the Amharic, go to the English, you go to the Latin, you go to the French, God is called something. You go to any religion, everybody is trying to go to heaven, but nobody wants to dead. Nobody wants to die, but everybody's trying to go to heaven. That's an old reggae song from back in the day. So if the word activate, since today's pop-up is, why is it important to activate, and to activate it in a constructive and productive manner? Because when you activate in a productive and constructive manner, you can help shift things and become a paradigm shifter, whether on a small level or on a large level. I don't doubt that Billy Carson is a paradigm shifter on a large level, but he has activated himself on a higher level. And he's kept on moving up and up, even through his homelessness and his abuse of his father and all of that. Vicky Dillard is activated on a high level. And no matter what she went through when she went to jail and all that, and the things that Vicky said she went through in the court system and health-wise and all that stuff, man, some of us would crumble. Bring up to Vicky. People like Brother Richard, what he's went through, a loss of his father and his mother, but they've activated something on a level that many of us have within us, but many of us are afraid to do so. That part. We waiting for the good time, the right time. And although astrology and numerology, cardology and all that can help you and help to guide you to understand what's the right time, or let's not say the right time, what is the appropriate time? What's the appropriate time that you can get the best out of it? That's what numerology and astrology and all these different metaphysical sciences are here to do. And then you have your intuitiveness, you being intuitive. That's important too. But your intuition might say, you know what, let me go consult King Simon. You know what, let me go consult Ra Aku. You know what, let me go consult Aquarius Maximus. You know what, let me go consult Lloyd Strayhorn. You know what, let me go consult Jackie Levine. You know what, let me go consult the Ifa traditions with brother the Baba Lau of Harlem, or Abundance Child, who practices Ifa, or go to the Dena Zulu family and go practice Icon. If your spirit is guiding you to do that, there's something in you that wants to be activated until you open up, because at the end of the day, or the beginning of the day, the word activate adds up to 30, and 30 is the symbol of mental outlook and superior mindset. And it's a number of intellect, creativity, staying optimistic in your activation. Can I get an amen in the chat if you understand that? Get an amen. Come on, give me some amens and some a woman. Amen and a woman in the chat if you understand that. Get it in. Big up to people on Instagram. Also, Jupiter, Moon, big up to them. So this is not, to me, this is not a game. It's not something to play with. It's not something to fool around with. It's time to be activated. And it's time to open up your quote unquote third eye and be activated. Now I want to show you something briefly. I want to show y'all something briefly, if you don't mind. I'm going to share this camera to what's behind me here. I'll share the camera real quick on what's behind me. Boom. Okay, so I have the word sacred genius. Sacred genius is behind me. Again, I'm not in Georgia, so I had to buy me a whiteboard so I can get things popping the way I like to pop. I like to write. So when I throw that up in the front, hold on one second. When I throw that up in the front, the word sacred adds up to a number 23, which is a 5 in the Pythagorean system. And in the Chaldean system, the word sacred adds up to a number 22, which is a 4. Now, in compound numerology, all of this has its own meaning. And if you go to my book about that number 23, that 23 in compound numerology is called the royal star. The royal star of the lioness or lion, or the lion and lioness. It's called the royal star. So when you recognize your sacredness, you are recognizing the royal star within you. When a woman recognizes their sacred womb and a man recognizes sacred penis or sacred rod of God, once anything in front of the sacred, anything that sacred starts with. That's why Queen Afua wrote a beautiful book called Sacred Woman. And then men need to recognize their sacredness also as sacred men. I had to recognize this over years. And do me a favor, Plant Family, please like, subscribe, and share with others. Please like, subscribe, and share with others. Please like, subscribe, because this is important for them to recognize their sacred genius. Because this is what it's about, recognizing your sacred genius at the end of the day. And I'm going to break down the word genius. But the word sacrifice adds up to 23, which is a 5. So it allows an individual that recognize their sacredness to be versatile and expand and adapt and be jovial in their sacredness. Because the word sacred adds up to a number 23, which is the royal star of the lion and lioness. And the more positive and productive is the balance of both worlds with compassion. The lion or the lioness that have that vibration, or anybody born under that vibration, is supposed to balance the world, both worlds, with compassion, love, focus, and the willingness to stay creative. I wrote that in my book for a reason. Because I want you all to stay created in your sacredness. As long as you got breath in your lungs, your breath, which is your spirit. Because remember, the Creator breathed into us and we became a living soul. So the Creator, he or the she or whatever you call it, gave us breath. And it's sacred. And if you understand that your breath is sacred, it's a royal star. It's a royal lion. It's a royal lioness. You'd never try to obstruct your breath with the stuff that we're smoking or drinking or the things that we're breathing in this world. They're trying to kill us. But the body is such a fantastic thing that it's able to filter things out. In the Chaldean system, the word sacred adds up to a master number 22. And 22 is the master number of teaching, healing, guiding, building, architect. If you read my book, 22 is the symbol of a good person blinded by the foolishness of others on its negative. But it's a number of illumination, practical ideals, visionary, the master builder, like I said, architect, highly intuitive and inspirational. So when you are striving to be sacred in your own way, and again, everybody's not going to gravitate to this message, and it's all right with me. The Jesus energy didn't have that many followers when he was on earth. That part. And I'm not saying I am Jesus, but Jesus only means to save. And I had to learn to save myself. With all of the different religions that I've studied, I take what I need to make me a better person. Because in my father's house or my mother's house, there are many mansions. And sometimes you choose to go into one door or one part of the house, or one door, one part of the mansion, or another door, another part of the mansion. But in my father and mother's house, there are many mansions. I'm not limited to Christianity. I'm not limited to Hebrew. I'm not limited to Buddha. I'm not limited to Islam. Because I can find the beauty in all of them. That is the sacred genius. That's the sacred genius. Being able to find beauty in all. So the word genius in the Pythagorean system adds up to the 30. So 30 shows up again because the word activate, I talked about 30 before, being the mindset and superior mindset. So it's not coincidence that the word genius in the Pythagorean adds up to a 30, and that's the number of superior mindset. It's not a coincidence, family. It is not. Let me say that again. It is not a coincidence. Believe me when I say that. It's not a coincidence. Somebody is studying the numbers. Somebody knows how to put these words and frequencies in its best and proper mathematical equation. Because most of the dictionaries is written by people that study Kabbalah or Gematria. They're studying numbers. They know they have to make things blend, because even some of the prophets' name that's translated into English is master number 22, master number 11, master number. I'm like, what? Wait a minute. What are you doing? Showing you something. So because the word genius, that's in your genes, is a symbol of mental outlook and superior mindset. And again, it's a number of creativity and intelligence, but also staying with optimism and being a visionary, having a good sense of humor. So even when you're a genius, sometimes you got to laugh at some of the genius, because you never know what they're gonna say. All of a sudden, it's like, wow, because you didn't understand what the genius said. Because the genius is usually far ahead of the norm. I remember a sister called me a genius one time, and I'm like, I didn't want to, I bow out to that stuff. I don't like when people just call me all kinds of stuff. But I created a word called numerovation. And this word did not exist. Numeration existed, but not numerovation. This came up in a dream of mine. So my ancestors say, yo, look at this. This word ain't there. And I started searching and looking up and looking. It's not there. So I said, let me put it in the Urban Dictionary first. Boom, put it in the Urban Dictionary. Then I said, let me put it in the lexicon. Let me find the meaning of numerovation and put it all together and see how it all meshes out. Numero being the numberovation, coming from motivation or something to keep movement or being innovative. Crazy. It didn't exist. Just like in 1907, the word numerology didn't exist until Dr. Julia Seton That's Julia Seton, Seton, coined the word after studying with a well-known studier of numbers, because she didn't call it numerology, Dr. Miss Dow Bellet, Miss L. Dow Bellet. You can look her up also. She had a whole university for 25 years, a whole school for 25 years back in the 1800s. But her student come up with a name numerovation, a name numerology that we are using now after 100 years. And Lloyd being one of my teachers, of course, one of his students, comes up with a word called numerovation. Go figure. Go figure that one out. I can't even figure it out, but I know it was meant to be. That is when you are tapping into your sacred genius, because a lot of us create words and names and all that. We name our children all kinds of new names. Deshaun, Rakim, and you know what? Rakim is actually from either Arabic or Swahili, depending on which way you're going. Rakim or Rahim, all that we know. But all words and names came from somewhere. Like Kweku, boy born on Sunday. Kwame, boy born on Saturday. Amma. You know what I'm saying? They all came from somewhere. And your name comes from somewhere. Even if you don't know the meaning of your name, at least if you get a numerovation session or a numerology session, we can show you what the vibration of that name tells you what you need to do, because the vibration of names and words gives you what we call the personality of the name or the word, the expression of the name or the word, and the vowels or the soul urge of the name or the word. That's what numbers do, to show you what, even if you don't have a distinguished meaning, or not distinguished, or a definitive meaning of your name. Nobody know what Daquan mean. Nobody know what Lynn Burrow mean. It could be somebody named Linda, and the man was named Burrow, and he put the name together. Nobody know what the name, but because they have letters connected to numbers, a proficient numerovator, can say, hey, this is where your name gives the gift, talents, and skills from. Now, if you use it, that's up to you. If you don't use it, that's up to you. Because many of us that are born with certain names have gifts, talents, and skills, because that's what the name came to give and show you. Once you find out what it is, and it gives you the expression, the personality, and the soul urge of the word or the name. So even if we give it to you on a cassette, or give it to you on a recorder, and you choose not to use it, it's not us not giving you the message, it's you that don't want to use it at this particular time, whether it's not time for you to use it, maybe you wasn't ready for that information. That's where the activation comes. So that's why on January the 30th, we are going to come together, 2 empresses and a king, at Nicholas, Brooklyn. We're going to come together at Nicholas, Brooklyn, and we're going to enjoy each one's presentation on what we have to offer to help our people learn how activating our sacred geniuses. That's what we're going to do at Nicholas, Brooklyn. You could go to my Linktree also. Let me put the Linktree in the chat, because if you do want to buy tickets, it's $20 in advance. Now, I'm keeping it real low because I want y'all to go. I'm keeping it real low, so I want y'all to go. It's only $20 in advance, $30 at the door. That's it. So it's $20 all the way to the 29th of January. But at the door, day of, it's $30. Children are always free up to the age of 17. Children are always free for me, because I got knowledge of self at 14, and they gave it to me free. So I said children are always free, always. Yes, we had to buy the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's books. We had to buy pies and papers, or get things, whatever the 5% brothers are selling back in those days when you went to Parliament and all that. But when it comes to giving that information that Only reason we probably charge for is because we have to rent those venues out. We have to rent the chairs out. Sometimes we have to rent the sound out. We have to charge a lot. We have to rent a lot. That's why these venues are not giving us anything for free. To be honest, venues are not giving anything for free. Y'all know how much it costs to rent the Barclays Center? Even if you, and let me start off with a 5013. For 501c3, you know how much it costs to rent the Barclays Center? At the time that it opened, it cost $150,000 if you had a 501c3 under some type of religious organization. Because I found that out from a church member in Brooklyn. So these things cost. So that's why sometimes we charge for people to come in, and why it's important. We charge the vendors, and we charge the vendors to vend. We try to keep it reasonable so our vendors can make some money too. We're giving people work to do, or not work, but we're giving them opportunities. So the word sacred genius together adds up to the word sacred genius in the Pythagorean system adds up to a number 8. 8 is a number of not only abundance, but it's also a number of recognizing what are assets in your life, what, who, and where, and when are assets in your life, and what, who, when, where, and why are liabilities in your life, or who, what, and when, or who and what are liabilities in your life. Who and what are assets in your life, and who and what are liabilities in your life. That's what 8 is there to recognize, because 8 is known as a karmic number. 8 is known as a karmic number. What goes around, come around, and like a lot of people notice that it looks like the infinity symbol. Yes, it does have a resemblance of the infinity symbol. But depending on where you're going or which part of the world, infinity symbol can look even different. Even there's an infinity symbol showing up on the board right now because of my 2 ring cameras, right? You see, there's an infinity symbol showing up right here because of my 2 ring lights right there. There's an infinity symbol right there. Look at that. Look at that. And that's my 2 ring lights right there. Look at that. It looks like 8, right? Bang. Look at that. 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 I didn't purposely do that. It just showed up like that. That's cool. I like that. So, and the number 8, if you read it in my book, my Numerovation book, the number 8 is known as the number 8 is known as the symbol of evolutionary development and balance. Number 8 is, so when you are connecting with your sacred genius, because it adds up to the 8 in the Pythagorean, it represents evolutionary development and balance. So when you are activating, like we're going to be teaching on January 30th, after work. This is an after work event on a Friday, January the 30th at Nicholas, Brooklyn. This is an after work event. And then my after party, my birthday after party is coming up after that. Y'all can come hang out. Those who can't make it for that, if they can't make it for the lecture, there's a donation at the after party, and the donation could be 5, 10, 15, whatever you want to donate. And if you don't have it, it's cool. But definitely you can donate after 9 o'clock. But if you're going to come for the lecture, it's $20 in advance, $30 at the door. And everybody that comes to the lecture will be able to enjoy. And everybody that stays for the lecture, I will definitely make sure you get a piece of that chocolate vegan cake that we're going to have. We're going to have a lot, and we're going to have live performances already. Joshua Sarah is going to be there. He's a spoken word artist. And then Shaka Kiss just confirmed for me. Shaka Kiss is an excellent performing artist from the Asar Set Society. She going to be there. We got live performances. We're going to do what we got to do that day. Okay, we're going to do what we got to do on that day. And I believe some other people, I might even perform that day. So if I get on that mic, it's over. But we're going to dance. We're going to enjoy. We're going to have a good time. You can bring gifts or you can donate. You know what I'm saying? You can bring gifts or you can spread love. And my donation buttons are all over the place. You know what I'm saying? You can spread love. I am turning 59 this year, so I'm happy about that. No aches, no pains. Everything is good, flowing, you know. Got my you get you check up yourself and keep things moving, you know, make sure things are lubricating and moving. That's what's important. Got my black seed and all that kind of stuff. We keep things moving up in here. All right. So in the Chaldean system, the words sacred genius adds up to a number 9. 9 is a number of humanitarian and service, but it's a high level of understanding and taking the higher position. Your sacred genius is supposed to take the higher position of what you're doing and how you're going to go in your life. Rising to the top. Because the word sacred genius, when you put their two numbers together, it breaks down to a number 9. 22 equals 4. In the sacred, the word sacred adds up to 22, which is a 4 in the Chaldean, and word genius adds up to 23, which is a 5, and 5 plus 4 equals 9. So that's where we found the 9 at. As far as the sacred genius adding up to a number 8, because sacred in the Pythagorean adds up to 23, which is a 5, and genius adds up to 30, which is a 3. You add the 5 and the 3, and we found 8. Both of those numbers are old soul ancestral numbers, depending on what system you're using. They're old soul energies. So even people born under that number 8 or 9, they're considered old soul energies. And again, 8 can be a very karmic number, but karma means what goes around comes around. So you always got to pay attention to what you put out there, or you're going to get it back. And are you willing to practice forgiveness and healing? Because healers, you know, just like they say, hurt people hurts people, heal people heals people. Healed people heals people. So I'd rather stay on the healing factor. And again, I don't have to have 1 million followers and all that to do my job. It doesn't take 1 million followers to do a job, because not everybody is going to get it. And people that have so many followers might not be real. Some of them are bots. I'm growing my page and my YouTube organically up to 30 to 40,000, going towards 40,000. It's growing organically because I'm not rushing nothing, and I'm not creating no drama to bring more people, and people that's not worth it. I want quality people. Quality people, not quantity. I do this for the love, not really for the likes. Likes are good, but I do this for the love. And because I love myself and I never loved drama, I will defend myself and do whatever. Or if I see that there's a person in pain because of the loss of a relative or something going on, just like with the sister on Tahaka Bay's show, the Moorish TV show. I didn't go after, people don't even know what was going on in my phone from her own family, that I could have said all kinds of craziness. And I said, no, I'm not going to do that, because I know when a person have lost their father to the system, or lost their father through death, and her father's locked up and she didn't have access, and she emancipated herself from her family and all. I mean, her mother and sister was texting me like crazy. And I could have went ape doodoo or ape sugar honey iced tea, but I understood as an adult that went through the loss of my father, of him not being there and all that kind of stuff. I understood from another level. And that's because I took the higher road. I took the higher road. And somebody, big up to Chuck Morgan. Chuck Morgan said, boy, you're a better man than me. Maybe in that instance, maybe I am. I'm a better man than most people who would be arguing and debating with somebody. I ain't got no time for that. There's a thing in me that just wants to see people become better. Even when I helped Polite do what he does, I didn't help him do what he did in LA and Florida. No, I helped Polite because two elders in the community vouched for him. And then Dr. Sabi vouched for him. And that was it. So anybody can't say anything other than that, is that we became business partners in promotion because he showed that he is willing to promote his business. And I can respect people that's willing to promote their own stuff, but I don't respect what he got arrested for. I don't respect what Dr. York got arrested for, although I used to love Dr. York because he taught me a lot in the 80s. And then whatever happened, I left in 88, so I don't know what the hell happened after that. So I'm like, I have nothing bad to say nothing about Dr. York because I wasn't there. But I don't tolerate, and I don't, if he got locked up for those reasons, and then I don't support that reason. And I don't support what Polite. And I told Polite to him on the phone that I don't support this, whatever's going on with you, I don't support it. At that time, and when he was going through it, I told him, I got it on record that I told him that I don't support pedophilia and abuse of children and all that. I don't support it. I don't support it ever, because it happened in my family. I've been tortured as a young man, so I know I don't support that craziness. I learned that. That's why you got to be very mindful. And like I said on another person's show, I said, you know what? I wish I would study. I wish I would have been an investigator. I wish I would study investigation. That's what I wish I would have been. Been an investigator, private investigator. Then I could look into people's lives and find out who they are and who they're not. Because you can tell by cycles, patterns, and sequences in people's lives. So, and a lot of these people that's been arrested, like a Nature Boy, I've never worked with him, and people like Polite, or people like Jamal, and these people that have been locked up and still have people that following them, they showed a form of genius in the early parts of their life. But like they always say, absolute power corrupts absolutely. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. So I warn people of being too powerful and being too popular. I warn people. I warn young men. I warn people to be very careful, especially in certain cycles. You can ask people like B-Dell. I warn him and say, yo, be focused. Stay with the one woman, grow and all that. Billy warned him. You warn people through numbers and all that to be careful of this or be careful of that. You can't say much because you don't want people hurting or people think you hating on them and all that. Nah, man, I don't hate on people. I ain't got no time to hate on people. I love people. Even my mother used to say that I just used to just give my love to people, even though they treated me bad. I guess that was what they call that, people pleasing. People pleasing, that's what they call it. But I learned to protect my energy now more than ever. I learned to protect my energy more than ever. That's why I don't go out to parties. I don't go out to crazy places anymore. So this is what we're going to be doing on January the 30th. I got Sister Kafunya Ife, got Priestess Yendes Nefra Atum Oliwatoyan, myself and Joshua Sarah, all happening at Nicholas, Brooklyn, right there, 1396 Fulton Street, in the heart of Restoration Plaza. If you want to get tickets, get the advanced $20 tickets right now, you can go to my Linktree. I will put it in the chat. If you want to come and hang out with us, there is the Linktree right there. Linktree is right there. And that's Linktree / King Simon the Numerovator right there. I don't think I'm live streaming. I'm not sure. I don't think I'm live streaming. So hopefully I can make it there live. Might just do a few Instagram pop-ups real quick. But if you don't want to pay through the Eventbrite, you can text me. If you want to pay through PayPal, Venmo, or Chime, or even Cash App. PayPal, Venmo, Chime, or Cash App. You can pay the $20 through there, and I will make a note of it and put it at the on the ticket payment list. So, but you have to text me and say you want the tickets and you want to pay through PayPal, Cash App, or Venmo, or Chime, and I will make sure Monique, it's noted on Monique's side and my side, so we'll know what was happening. So again, January 30th, activating our sacred geniuses through Sister Kafunya, who will be sharing the sound bowl healing modality and activation. The priestess Yendez, who will give us not only a comedic but spiritual understanding of menopause in women at a certain age, revealing her new book that's about to be released very soon, and graphic artist is Joshua Sauron, editor. Of course, I will be dropping the numbers in my own fun and unusual way. And Brother Joshua will be dropping the mathematics in his fun and unusual way. So, family, on that note, I want to thank each and every one of you for coming on and being a part of this fantastic voyage. It's a fantastic voyage. Some have made it, some will not make it. But I do encourage y'all to activate your sacred genius inside of you. And how do you do that? You have to be disciplined enough to tap in and then cultivate and then spread it either on a minor level or on a high level. It's totally up to you. What you gonna do? I have no control of it. That is up to you. I can only guide you to the water through numerovation. Ra'aku can only guide you to the water through cosmophysics. Aquarius Maximus can only guide you to the water from the I Ching or the cardology method. Anybody that's into the Ifa and the Akan or the Santeria, Baba, Brother Oba and the rest of them, and either the Kabbalah God teaching Kabbalah, they can only guide you and give you the information. But at the end of the day, you have to drink. And when you drink, you better take it all in and make sure you taste every bit of it, and then take what you have rejuvenated yourself with that water and then apply it on a minimal level with yourself and your family only, or on another level after you've gone through yourself and your family. Because not all your family members are going to work with you. Let me say that again. Not all your family members are going to work with you. Let me say that again. Not all your family members are going to work with you. All right? So you have to find your tribe. Find your family. If your biological family doesn't work with you, you find your family. Even if your children don't work with you. Look, I have 2 daughters that's not talking to me now. I never did anything crazy to them. Never did nothing crazy to them. Never. But they don't want to talk. And I understand, because I know I met their mothers under certain circumstances, club circumstances and event circumstances. So that's not love. That was just lust. That was just me doing what we do. And both of us are at fault, mother and father. But I forgive myself. That's why I don't hold on. That's why you don't see no gray hairs like that. So you don't see no gray hairs and all that kind of craziness. No, because I'm not stressing myself anymore. No stress. I text my 2 daughters, wish them a happy new year, and whether they want to respond or not, if I'm blocked or not, I'm all right with that. God bless them. God bless me. That's why I'm still here, and open arms to all my children. that's going through whatever they're going through. We can only bring them into this world, guide them the best we can, and keep them moving. And if you want to learn the lessons, if you want to learn the lessons from your father that might not have been around, or your mother that might not have been around, then you go and ask them, talk to them, resolve the issue. Start building from there before they leave the planet, because there's a lot that person might have to share with you before they leave. All right? And no, without a doubt, we gonna leave. None of us is getting out of here alive, and I'm cool with that too. I'm cool with that. I'm cool like that. I'm cool like that. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with it. All right. So remember, tomorrow, my brother will be with us tomorrow. Tomorrow, the one, the only. Dr. Love will be with us. Dr. Love, Dr. Love. He will be with us tomorrow, January the 4th. Dr. Love will be with us on January the 6th, Tuesday. Today's Consciousness in the Conscious Community. Diana Farr will be with us. If you're in Delaware, support the Sanuka seminar going on, Dr. Moses Powell Day, because his birthday is on the 13th. If you're on it. And make sure you tune in to my brother's podcast, DTR 360 Books podcast. I'm his guest for his 57th episode. And my dear sister, Mama Ella, and I are going to be doing a numerovational and spiritual messages. Share some numerovational and spiritual messages for 2026. That means people can call in or put it in the chat or whatever. We're going to do that on that day. And in June, my dear sister, Professor Zahalia, actually will be doing her first annual Ra Life Defense Seminar, Divine Warriors Alignment. Oh yeah, it's going to happen in Long Beach, California. I am working my way to get over there to 4321 Atlantic Avenue. Go and get your tickets right now. If you're in Long Beach, doors open at 11:11 a.m. and alignment begins at 12:12 p.m. So go ahead and get alignment. You can call for more information right there, 562-888-3478, or you can email her at professorzahalia7@gmail.com, or you can scan that QR code and get the jot form, and you'll be in the building. And you can even vent. Even she has opens for vendors also. If you're not going to participate, you can be a spectator, a vendor, on the mat with us, whatever you want to do. Let's get it in and have some good time. All right. And big up to all of you out there doing what you got to do. Make sure you support Udemy course on udemy.com/course/holistic numerovation, or just go to Udemy and put in the word numerovation, Numerovation. I stand by it. It's a unique system that I'm doing. The bath method. It's unique. It's unique. It's not that it's not the essence of it or the basis of it. It already existed, but the way I put it together is unique. That's why the 8-hour course is very important. If you want to do the 8-hour course, you got to text me and let me know. Get all my books on Amazon right now. Go to my Linktree/KingSimonthenumerovator. Also, my calendar is on there if you want to book a session with me. My calendar is on my Linktree/KingSimonthenumerovator. But after you book a date, you have to text me so we can send you the links to pay for it, because that's a free calendar, so they don't link it to a payment portal. The calendar on my Instagram does not have a payment portal because it's a free calendar. Until I pay for it, that's when I would get the portal to send it to wherever I got to send it to. But you'd have to text me, and I specified that in the link tree to text me after you've booked your date on calendar. All right. And that's right, text me your full name, date of birth, 347-496-1022, 347-496-1022. Big up to Bliss Escapes, I think that is, Bliss Escapes. True word, ultimate advice. Much love. You're welcome. Big up Societe, big up to Societe in the building. Warren, peace. What's up? Big up to Warren also. And everybody that's in the chat on Instagram also. Big up to my son, Green Studio NYC. If you want to advertise with KSP, as we are growing fast, please do so. The numbers are growing. YouTube is happy with me, and I'm not getting any crazy strikes. The only strikes I've been getting is copyright strike with music that I had, old music that I've had that used to be a part of their algorithms as far as free licensed music, but now they're charging for it, whatever they're doing. But it's all right. Boom, Nicholas Brooklyn. Make sure you support Nicholas wherever they are, whatever they're doing. And Lloyd Strayhorn. Make sure you support our dear Lloyd Strayhorn. Remember, esoteric and metaphysical disclaimer. The information provided on this channel about the esoteric and metaphysical sciences, like numerology, numerovation, astrology, and others, is for guidance, edutainment, and reference only. It is based on probability, statistics, possibilities, patterns, cycles, sequences, alternative spiritual and physical practices. It is not meant to be a substitute for professional, mental, and medical advice. Please always listen to your intuition and use these modalities in a way that feels most supportive for you. All right? That's my disclaimer. Have a great day, afternoon, or evening. Family, Ethiopian stick. Got it from Ethiopia. Big up to the sister that gave it to me. Remember what Dr. B says, I forgive myself, my family, and others for imperfection, and I am thankful for my life. And remember what Dr. Blair said. Please, Universal Creator, know in my heart that I love you. Please protect me and this planet on which I live now. Please open up my mind, my spirit, and my soul to receive only truth and your love now. Love and honor to all of you. Regardless of land, label, or language, there is but one creative force connected, and it's the divine and feminine, masculine, divine, masculine, feminine, masculine, working together to make that divine balance, that one out of the two, the yin and the yang. Study, study, study. Like Noble Drew Ali said, after you finish doing that, study yourself and your connection to all things. And like the most honorable Elijah Muhammad says, study nature. Not just the nature of humans, but the nature of plant life, the nature of animal life, the nature of all the different types of lives on this planet. And then you'll see its connection from a scientific and metaphysical point of view, its connection to you. Have a great day, afternoon, or evening. Be safe. Be great. Happy New You. Happy New Year. New fiscal New Year. I know that the quote unquote seasonal New Year starts in March going into April. Don't worry about that. I just want to respect people. All right, y'all take care of yourself. And you have been watching this pop-up, this brief pop-up. Why is it important to activate it? Activate what? Your sacred genius. That's what we're talking about right here on KSPTV Media on YouTube. One love, and I will see you mañana. Take care. It's about guiding people. The only way you can make the world better is if you make the people better. So it's about showing them the light of hope in themselves and their family. Everything in this universe is all about synchronicity.
Numbers are simple, people are complicated. Numerovation from the king. Learn the foundation from the king. Nana Pushe. 1 + 1 is 2. Be precise. 3 + 2 is 5. Guard your mind. Me plus you is mathematician. Learn from the one Numerovator. Numbers are simple, people are complicated. Me innovation from a king. Me the foundation from the king. Nana Pushe. Numbers are simple, people are complicated. Numerovation from the king. Learn the foundation from the king. Linktr.ee.
No, it's not about reading. It's about guiding. I don't do readings. I do consultations because you should know yourself. As good as the back of your hand, you should know yourself. I want everyone out there to be clear that this is to serve you like a GPS serves you. Remember, each of us has guaranteed ourselves success. Be that magi, family. Be that magician. Be that